So Tory Lanez team is still fighting to get him home, and they're fighting back right now in an appeal court. Or appealing in court, and they're saying that based on the DNA evidence, there's a 1 in 1 million chance that Tory Lanez's DNA was on the gun, that it was actually another black person. Let's take a listen.
We found in the DNA evidence that they labeled Mr. Peterson's LR to be inconclusive and uninformative. This is an LR of 1. Therefore, Mr. Peterson had an LR of 1 in a million that his DNA was on this firearm. And with that fact, it is actually marginally more likely that another member of the African-American population touched this gun over Mr. Peterson.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're leaning on that for the DNA evidence, because y'all remember it was inconclusive, and basically Tory's team is saying that was presented unfairly because it being inconclusive doesn't mean that it
was his DNA.
Exactly. Yeah, they're saying that there were 4 DNA profiles found on the magazine, and then
I'm lost. I thought that the judge wasn't hearing this again. I thought the judge wasn't talking to Tory's
and I thought that's why he was in jail.
security. I thought they weren't going back on the evidence. I thought they weren't going back on none of this. So what's happening now? Has things changed?
No. So there were 2 other requests that Tory tried to put in to appeal. So he had asked for new evidence to be submitted in, and the judge said no. And then he had asked for just a new sentence in general, and the judge said no. But this is the big one. This is can he just be exonerated from all of this? So those 2 things did happen, and that was reported. So I think it did confuse people. But this is the big appeal hearing, and there's 3 women judges that are sitting and listening to both arguments from both sides. That went down yesterday. So that's who you're hearing. That's Tory Lanez's attorney. Now they're also saying that in addition to this DNA evidence argument, they're also saying that Kelsey's testimony was BS, because originally she was saying she didn't remember what she said to the investigators. Then they had to play audio clips for her to remember certain things, and Tory's team is like, y'all didn't even play the full audio. Y'all only played clips, and we never heard the full audio. We only heard certain things. They're also saying that because Megan Thee Stallion's security guard, they said in the beginning of trial that he was going to testify that Tory confessed the shooting to him allegedly the next day after it happened, when he went to go pick up some stuff from Tory. Then this Edison guy never got on the stand. Remember, he went missing. So Tory's team is like, that's unfair, because when you mention things, when you open up, your opening statements, the jury has heard it now. So why would he be even allowed to say that? Now on the other side, the defense is like, look, y'all had ample enough time to shoot back at all this stuff. Oh, that's
what I'm thinking. Like during the trial, where was all this energy during the trial? And even when you talk about the DNA, they never used DNA to convict Tory Lanez. They said during the trial that his DNA was inconclusive and it could neither exclude nor definitively include Tory. So they never even used it.
Yeah, they're arguing that they should have brought in there's like a scale of inconclusiveness, and they should have brought in the numbers so you could see how wide range the scale is and how small his evidence.
They did. I thought they said 90% of the DNA was male.
It was 90% male contributors. There was 4 DNA profiles found on the magazine and 4 DNA profiles found on the gun. But
they told us all that during the trial.
But the attorney is saying that there's like these numbers specifically that they did not mention that they should have, which is this scale, not even a percentage. It's like 1 in 1 million of something, something, something. And because they didn't mention that, they did a bad job or an unfair job of painting how wide range it could have been any black male. It could have been any male. That's what she's saying. So now,
any nigga USA.
Basically, the defense is saying, first of all, the gun was found in the car. There were 4 people in the car. Y'all are arguing semantics here. They're also saying that Kelsey and Megan both identified him as the shooter themselves. Then they brought up the text message that he texted, and then they also brought up that phone call from jail when he was recorded. And they're saying, like, if y'all are only saying he apologized because he was drunk and he ruined a friendship, why would he only apologize to Megan and not apologize to Kelsey on the phone? So they brought up all this stuff to shoot back. I keep saying that, sorry.
Where was all this energy during the trial? If I was Tory Lanez, I wouldn't give them lawyers a damn dime.
That's what I'm feeling like. I feel like it's too little too late. Like,
he switched attorneys, though.
All these things they should have had beforehand. Exactly. Like, it just seems
That's what they're arguing. His new attorneys, because remember he had Sean Hawley, then it was a second set of attorneys. Now he has a whole Unite the People, another set of attorneys. And he's arguing that they weren't given discovery or so like the evidence in time and all the things y'all are saying. That's what they're alleging right now. But the defense is saying that's not true. Y'all could have asked for anything at any time. Y'all could have said that certain things weren't fair at a certain time. Y'all could have objected to things, and y'all did object to certain things, but not others. But now y'all are bringing it up. So we'll see what happens. But there are 3 women judges. One is a black woman judge who will be determining on what happens with Tory.